to News Geelong. The Geelong Chamber of Commerce is a leading voice of business and industry in the Geelong region and recently had the City of Melbourne Lord Mayor Robert Doyle speak at its luncheon, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at the Captain's Room at Skilled Stadium for the Chamber of Commerce President's Luncheon. Today's keynote speaker is the Honourable Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Robert Doyle, and we were able to catch up with him.
Well, you'd expect me to support a directly elected mayor, wouldn't you? Because I'm a directly elected mayor. But I do think it would be a great thing for Geelong. I'm a great supporter and I think it's a wonderful initiative. When you are directly elected, you are, without any doubt, the voice of the city. You're a real advocate for the city, and I think that's very important for Geelong. It makes Geelong a voice not just in state affairs but in national affairs as well. And that's not to say a mayor can't be now, but when you are directly elected, it is the voice of the people, not just 10 or 12 councillors behind closed doors. So I'm a great supporter of a directly elected mayor, particularly for Geelong.
And would there still be a certain number of guidelines to be followed?
Oh, look, the system by which you do it will need to be worked out. I mean, at the City of Melbourne, we have our own Act of Parliament. So it actually dictates how the Mayor and the Deputy Lord Mayor and the councillors are elected and all the conditions. And of course, it's overseen by the Victorian Electoral Commission. So in many ways, it's the same as electing a state or a federal parliament. So it certainly can be done. The interesting thing for me will be, what will be the system that suits Geelong? Because I don't think it will be the same as Melbourne. It won't be the same as anywhere else. And I would like Geelong people to have a real say in how they want their system to work, as well as who they want their mayor to be. I think that Geelong and Melbourne have so many similarities. We're so close, we know each other very well. And in many ways, I feel very much like I'm at home in Geelong. I spent 10 years of my life here. So I see some things where we can share information and I can make some observations about Geelong without ever wanting to be condescending or impertinent. But I do see in the centre of Geelong perhaps a need for some urban renewal, and we've been through that in Melbourne. We're not there yet, but I hope that I can share some experiences around that. A bit about the way Melbourne runs and the challenges we face. One of the big challenges we face, as Geelong does, is growth. I mean, people love living in Geelong. They love the city. But at the same time, as it grows and becomes more prosperous, you want it to remain the city that people love and remember. That's a challenge, and it's a similar one to the one we face in Melbourne.
From Skilled Stadium, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The Torquay Old Police Station, or TOPS, as we now affectionately like to call it, is now the home of several Torquay community groups. Debbie Meaney reports.
The old police station here in Torquay is affectionately known as TOPS, and it's added to the community precinct area. I spoke with Laura Connor from the Spring Creek Community House and Ray from the Men's Shed to tell us about what's happening at TOPS.
It's fantastic that this has come back to the community, and there are a number of different groups that will be using it. So we'll have Surf Coast Energy Group, the Torquay Theatre Troupe and the Historical Society, who are very excited that they've finally got a home, so that's great. And the Men's Shed will also be positioned outside in the backyard. Yeah, I noticed the lovely shed out there. So some of these groups have sort of struggled along with their current facilities? Yes, they have. They really have. And they've recently been also helped along with the Torquay Community Enterprise that has given them a small seeding grant to get them started with their admin fees and that sort of thing, so they'll get a little bit of support that way. But they are groups that will generally struggle for groups, for grants and any donations at all that they can get, and they also struggle for membership. I think currently the Historical Society have only 6 active members, so it's great that they've finally got a home. I think that'll generate a bit more interest. Yeah, there's certainly a lot happening down in this end of the world, and it really is a bit of a precinct area down here now. It certainly is. It's a whole community precinct, and that's what we're very excited about, and we intend to have a big open day on October the 22nd. We've got the Torquay Improvement Association, then Spring Creek Community House, the senior citizens, and then TOPS, and with the Men's Shed out the back. We're also hoping to see some youth services operate out of the TOPS building, so we'll have some counselling and one-on work with youth workers for the youth, so that'll be great.
Finish off the new shed, but things are progressing along really nicely there. The boys are up there actually lining the interior now and with insulation and so on, so hopefully the noise won't escape too much into the housing around the district. And it's fantastic to be coming down here, because at the moment, as you may or may not know, We're in the middle of a paddock down Grossman's Road, which is a bit too far out of town for a lot of the guys who are a bit infirm or running around on these little wheelie scooter things and stuff. So that'll be really great to be more in the centre of town, so that hopefully more guys can get there on foot, horseback or by bicycle.
So apart from the location benefits, what other benefits does the new shed offer you?
Well, we've got fantastic facilities there now. At the moment, there's just a big single shed. Someone starts up a power saw or a router or something, and the guys are down the other end trying to have a quiet chat and a cup of coffee. It gets a bit difficult. So now we've got soundproofing, fancy glass to keep the noise down and so on. So that'll be really great from a comfort point of view, and as I say, in the central location.
At Spring Creek Community House, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. Lions International Youth Exchange is into its 40th year with the continued theme of Try It, You Will Enjoy It. Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at City Hall to have a civic reception to welcome the Lions International Youth Exchange program. There are 35 students from 17 countries and they're here staying at Camp Waiuna in Queenscliff to find out more about Geelong's culture.
Look, we're very pleased as a city to welcome the Youth Exchange program. It's a pretty exciting time for them and we're pleased to be able to show off our city.
And how many nationalities have been represented?
Oh, well, look, we've got about 17 different countries here today, all young people who are keen to visit and see other cultures. So it's really great to have them on board here.
And we're joined with Hannah and Dominic. Hannah's 18 from Sweden, Dominic is 20 from Austria. What was the process? How did you end up being chosen to come to Australia, Hannah?
First, we got to sign a form where we said, like, which country we would like to go to. If you want to go to an European country or overseas. And I always wanted to go to Australia, so I picked Australia and New Zealand at the top, and I got chosen to go to Australia.
And how long have you been here?
Now I've been here for 1 day and a week.
And it's been pretty cold since we've been here, but what's that like compared to home?
It's like cold summer in Sweden. Yeah.
And Dominic, what have you found Geelong to be like?
Yes, Geelong is a very nice city. It's still raining today, but it's really nice.
And what sort of comparison, the differences between Geelong and Austria?
Yeah, in Austria it's now summertime, so we have nearly 36 degrees. And here we have today, I think, 12. So it's nice weather for April in Austria.
And you're off to camp?
Yes.
And what have you been doing with those camp activities?
Yeah, we visited the Wool Museum, also the Ford Museum today, and the fort in Queenscliff, and we visited also the town of Queenscliff, and yeah, it's very nice.
We're actually using the YMCA camp at Queenscliff, Camp Waiuna, and we entered camp last Sunday afternoon, and we'll finish up on Saturday morning of this week. So it's 6 nights, 5 full days.
And what's the purpose behind the event?
It's part of the Lions International Youth Exchange program. It's a worldwide program where young people go to different countries, hosted out by families, Lions families within those countries, and in some countries they can also attend a camp. In Australia we have 4 camps. This is one of 4. So part of the program is being hosted in home families so they can experience our culture and our lifestyle. And the other part is going to a camp and joining with, in our case, 17 nationalities and having a good time for a week.
From City Hall, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. This is News Geelong as we go to a break and return with sport and weather after this.